Yo, what's good, everyone? Your boy Deke back with my man, that fantasy guy, a.k.a. Nick.
That's right.
Talking some more hoops. We talked a little Bobo on our last episode, kind of towards the end, and you guys saw that up on the YouTube channel. Now we're going to be, I think we're going to do another one later this week, but we're giving not a thorough review of the NBA. I think it's more of just like topics and just, more things that are out there that we kind of want to just discuss and go over. Maybe some stuff that you would talk about with your boys or whatever. Yep. And then maybe toward the second one, we'll talk more or less about like, all right, who are your top 10 players, sleeper teams going into the playoffs? Yep. What do you think could be happening? This is more or less like legacies and just, talking more like historical look back, that type of stuff. And maybe even some predictions, like a lot of hypotheticals. So that's what we're going to be talking here. We're going to start off with, this one's a big one just to start off with here.
Bring it out.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
I'm always ready.
So this was probably catching more steam whenever Zion first started playing back in, it was like February, right? That was his first game. Then he ended up playing, how many he played? I don't even know. It was like 10. He played 10 games. He ended up finishing in the teens with the amount of games he played this year. Yeah. So my main thing was, let's compare and contrast LeBron's rookie year to Zion's rookie year. Let's look back and see. So obviously Zion did play a limited amount of time, but let's break down what were the expectations, their playing styles. Who do you think had the better rookie season, even though Zion's was only, X amount of games? So I'll let you start off, man. I don't know how you even want to start it, like what your initial thoughts were with LeBron versus Zion. If you want to just start off talking LeBron, if you just want to start off talking Zion, and just do your thing, and we'll go from there.
It's hard to compare the two, just based on the fact of how different they play, the different style that they both play with. Zion is a much bigger physical presence out there than LeBron. It's easy to see. I mean, you can't coach 280. You know what I mean? You can't. 280 just speaks for itself. When you look at the stats, Zion has the better rookie year stats than rookie LeBron. Zion's he averaged just over almost 23 points per game, 7.2 rebounds a game, and his field goal percentage was 58.6, compared to LeBron, who was 20.9 points per game, 5.5 rebounds per game, and 41.7 field goal percentage. Now, I think a lot of that is just due to the fact of, Zion, we only got to see a small sample size because, as you said, with how he was hurt, with the whole coronavirus thing, we didn't get to see it.
Yep.
And I just think that he obviously has the better stats. He has the more size, and, I'm not saying that he can't be a LeBron type player, but he still has a lot to work on, because if you remember when LeBron came in the league, LeBron didn't have the luxury of going to college and getting coached by Coach K. He didn't have the luxury of that. He didn't have the you know what I mean? He had the target on his back from the first day he walked in that league. When he stepped into the Cleveland Cavaliers front office, he had to be the guy. And for a high school kid, I can't imagine how hard that can be. But I just think that the game back then was more physical than it is today. And, it was just, he wasn't noted by his size because he's still a big dude. Like, LeBron's one of the biggest players out there. You know what I mean? He's a giant.
It's weird because if you look at his rookie highlights and just his rookie gameplay, he's still big. I think what throws it off is because how baggy the jerseys were.
Yeah.
Because he's still big, but he's definitely smaller than what he is now. Yeah. Like, he's definitely way more filled out now. But even then, like, he was, in terms of, like, a physical specimen, he was still there, just not where he is right now.
Getting into that, he had the size, but you didn't admire him for his size. You admired him for the way he played, the way he could lead, the way he could lead a team. Just his ball handling skills, his passing. He is right now, obviously, in his rookie year, was what you wanted to see for an NBA player. especially a player of that caliber.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I mean, as we said, the fact that Zion couldn't play that full season, the fact that you know, we only got to see that small sample size. I just got to give it to LeBron.
One of the things I was looking at whenever I was doing my compare and contrast was the expectations coming in.
Yeah.
And you could correct me if I'm wrong. This is so weird looking back to the LeBron thing because, man, I was probably 2003, and, you know, fourth grade maybe. I mean, you were even younger.
Yeah.
You were in what, second or first grade maybe?
Yeah.
So it's tough to have some really good recollection with that.
Right.
But what I do remember is that's when I started getting into NBA. I started playing NBA Live in 2003.
NBA Street.
NBA Street, yeah. LeBron wasn't on. He wasn't on the first two NBA Streets. He wasn't on NBA Street 1 or 2. He was finally on 3.
Yeah.
But I started getting into NBA Live 03. 04 was when LeBron was on that. And my team, I remember, like, my team was the New Jersey Nets. I liked Jason Kidd a lot.
Yeah.
I had a buddy that moved here from Cleveland. Actually, it wasn't Cleveland. It was another part in Ohio, but he was always a Browns fan, just Cleveland fan all around. So he moved here, and like we were always into sports and everything. And then the Cavs ended up getting LeBron, and you know he played out his rookie year. He had his first however many seasons in the league, and I remember I think trying to. I don't want to say deny his greatness, but I was still because I was still on the Nets, and like my guy was Kidd, but seeing LeBron his early years, even his rookie year, I remember thinking, I think Kidd is a little limited here. I'm seeing what kind of I don't want to say, man, I don't know how to put this. What kind of just limitations I could have as a fan with Jason Kidd, where it's like, if I pick LeBron here, you know, this could be exactly. So looking back on LeBron in that rookie year, man, I was watching the highlights and everything. I'll start off with the expectations, is you know where I was getting at with all this. Like LeBron, I remember even like my friend back then thinking like LeBron, like he's just gonna be one of the best in the NBA at that point. And I think it was a given. Like even throughout his rookie year, like there was no question marks about the draft, about, you know, pre-draft of what, you know, whether this guy is going to be great in the NBA. They were trying to say, is he going to be an all-time great? Yeah. Like comparing him to Jordan and that type of stuff. Yeah. Zion, here's the difference I see with Zion is that I think he was no doubt the number one pick. I still think there's even question marks to this day if you would take him or Ja Morant, though. Yeah. Because I think Ja Morant right now, if you want a safer career, you'd pick Ja Morant. Yeah, and I was looking up stuff with Ja, too. There's an argument that he has a top 2 or 3 rookie season for a point guard.
Ever.
All time. Yeah. I mean, if you take out Oscar Robertson, Magic Johnson, he's right up there. Yeah. It might be number 1.
When you talk modern NBA, he's easily has the best rookie.
It's crazy. Yeah. If you look into the stats, you know, him only playing 30 minutes, and then you go to his per 36 numbers, the efficiency, all that type of stuff. It might be the best point guard rookie season of all time.
And that's another thing to take into consideration with LeBron. You know, as I said, how he was the guy. LeBron was coming in to the NBA playing 40 minutes a night, over 40 minutes a night. Zion, I think he averaged like 28 or 29 through his first 13 games. And, you know, if Zion played that full 40 minutes, you have to think, you know, he might make some more shots, but he's going to miss a lot of shots. You know, that you open the, can of worms into the injury.
He'd still have better percentages than LeBron. Like, he'd probably still shoot over 50% just because of the type of shots he takes. And that's one of the things.
Well, almost all, you know, his shot is his dunk.
Yeah,
for the most part.
You look at his shot chart. And I kept looking, like I'm telling you, I kept looking at Zion games throughout this and just trying to see, like, hey, does he have more to his game right now than just getting it in the post or taking it from maybe that three-point line and just driving on a dude and dunking, or driving on a dude, like pushing him back, maybe getting a foul, doing a layup. And, dude, there isn't much. I mean, he had that 4-point game, or that 4 3-point game against the Spurs, which was nuts. But outside of that, you look at his shot chart, it is all in that paint, right up against the rim. Whereas If you look at LeBron, dude, whenever you watch some of his rookie stuff, dude, he was handling the ball.
Game winners like his second game ever.
Well, they ran the offense completely through him. Like he didn't lead the team in assists. It's actually really weird. He averaged 6 assists, which is really good for a rookie.
Yeah.
But there was some random dude on the squad that averaged a little bit more than that. But that's another thing I wanted to get into was the Cavs team and how much LeBron was the focal point on that Cavs team.
There was no one around him.
Versus Zion, where I think Zion is in the perfect scenario in New Orleans. You have Brandon Ingram, who's a really good scorer in the league, over 25 points. Lonzo Ball, Drew Holiday, who is a former All-Star, still averaged almost 20 points this year. JJ Redick, Derek Favors, a veteran in the league. Am I missing anyone here?
I mean, dude, for the Josh Hart, I mean, for the most part,
they have an actual decent team around him. Where LeBron, he was the guy they were running the offense through, making decisions, still dropping almost 21 points a game.
You know how that
6 assists,
like you said, that one player in the Cavs. You know how he got all his assists. Pass the ball to LeBron. You know what I mean?
Dude, I gotta find. Well, my wife, I looked it up last night, and you know how my Wi-Fi is right now. So this might be a constant theme throughout doing this podcast out here, where we're trying to find stuff and we can't get it because of my Wi-Fi shitty. At least out here, it's not as good. It's not as good out here as compared to in the house. But no, dude, like Zion has it to where I know he's averaging more points. He has the better efficiency. Dude, they don't need him to do as much, though.
Well, Zion's efficiency this year was so high. Mm-hmm. The only time you see an efficiency rating that high is within, like, MVP candidates.
I know.
People that are, like, considered for MVP voting, things like that.
Yeah, because you have Giannis, who's in the 30 range. LeBron's around 26 or 27 this year.
Yeah. Now, when you look at... Now, think about that. Zion's coming into the league. Now, as we said, that efficiency rating is due to the fact of less games. Less games played, less minutes played, and the kind of shots that he takes. But if he can, the thing about it is this, bro.
Jeff McGinnis averaged 7.5 assists
a game.
That's who it was. LeBron had 5.9.
Wow.
But yeah, second most in assists, led the team in points by
like I'm saying,
almost 6 points.
It's quite amazing and crazy to think about because at the end of the day, Zion Williamson just turned 20 years old. He's the size he is at 20 years old. He's 20.
Mm-hmm.
The growth that he can have and, the improvements that he can make to his game before he's 25 are crazy to think about. It actually is mind-boggling to think that he has that size, and not only does he have the size, he can improve his game to a point where I could actually see him being one of the greats.
Yeah. And
he has the potential to do it.
No, your point is that right now he's doing this basically off raw athletic ability.
Yeah.
A lot of his points are coming off of getting the rebound and dunking it right back in people's faces. Or like I said, he just gets the ball, takes 2 dribbles, pounds it into the guy, and throws up a layup or is able to dunk over someone.
Or Lonzo's throwing him a lot.
Yeah, a lot of alley-oops too.
Chemistry
a lot of alley-oops.
Him and Lonzo have right now. And, as I said, this is their first year together. Imagine if he spends 3, 4, 5 years there.
So there's probably 2 or 3 things with Zion where it's like, all right, he could probably work on his actual, like, I know I'm saying he gets the ball in the post, but then he just takes a couple dribbles. Like his actual post game, his actual like post moves and doing like maybe a little fadeaway, like a turnaround, like
needs work.
I don't know. You can't really say skyhook because that's like a Kareem shot. But yeah, some type of like specialty shot in the post. Like those are things he could be working on. Obviously dribbling. I saw him in the Lakers game. One, you could see them just backing off him with the 3-pointer. I saw this with Giannis too. We're obviously going to talk about Giannis, but like they're kind of giving him that 3-pointer where they're making him dribble a little bit too, and you could just tell his dribbling is a little bit spotty. I saw him lose his handles here and there. Outside of, him taking those like power dribbles whenever he's trying to like break someone down, it's just not there. But then I'm telling you, dude, when you looked at LeBron his rookie year, all of that was there. Dude, all of that was there. I think it's the
eye test.
Yeah.
I'm the biggest guy with that. I say it in football, dude, I say it. It's the eye test. When you look at a player and he's doing things like that, it's not,
I think it's clear as day that,
I don't think we're going to
I think the stats could be a little misleading with Zion. And like we said, there's a lot of things at play.
Yeah.
Just the situation they're both in.
Yeah.
And
now, don't get it twisted. We're not saying that he doesn't have the potential. And he's not a good. He's a beast. He's a freak of nature. It's just that
when comparing it to LeBron's rookie year,
you can't. I mean, this guy, LeBron's a guy that played in more All-Star games than he has games played in his career in the NBA.
Because here's the thing: when you do this comparison, there's a lot of people. I actually, me included, because I like watching Zion play.
So do I. He's my favorite.
Man, I was tuning in for his first couple games. The one game, it was Pelicans Mavs. That was a captivating game. Him and Luka. That was awesome to watch. Yep. I kind of fell into it. I'm like, if Zion can play this season out, he stays on this pace, I would give him the Rookie of the Year over Ja Morant. Yeah. So there was this hype around, Zion's incredible Rookie of the Year, which it has been incredible, even though it's been in limited time. And if he would have kept up this pace, it would be incredible. But I think you got to consider things whenever you're looking back on some of the great rookie years and bring some context into play. Yeah. Because, when you just look at the raw stats, you could probably give it to Zion. You look at the PER, the points per game, the field goal percentage, all that type of stuff. But then you miss what was asked of LeBron with that certain team in that era of the NBA compared to Zion. Like I said, I think this team is literally like tailor-made for Zion to come in.
At the end of the day, though, think about what we're talking about.
What?
We're comparing Zion to debatably the greatest player of all time. Debatably. It's impressive. As a rookie, it's impressive. And I want to get in a little side talk here, a little off topic.
Go ahead.
LeBron or Jordan?
Come on, dude. My thing is, I've said this for a while. I think you still got to defer to Jordan right now until LeBron's career plays out. That's about it. Okay. Let's just see how LeBron's career plays out. If he wins one in LA, maybe gets another MVP, maybe wins two in LA. I mean, there's just more to LeBron's career. I think what he has going for him is that longevity, whereas Jordan retired, came back. I think Jordan had the better highs. Mm-hmm. I think that's fair to say. Mm-hmm. Almost 6 championships in a row. Obviously, the 2 years in between.
Players on his team, too. Think about that. Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman. I mean,
that. Because the thing that hurts LeBron is he hasn't had that stretch of highs where you have that championship in Cleveland. You have those 2 in Miami, but it's like thwarted by the Spurs. It was thwarted by the Mavs and those years that they lost, where he's not able to put this stretch of seasons together like Jordan has. And obviously the Warriors, and I'm not even saying this is LeBron's fault. It's just one of those weird things. KD joining the Warriors. What would you say? Right place, wrong time, I guess.
Statistically, though, he beat the greatest team of all time in the championship.
He did.
And it's not like it was a different team, a different year. It was literally the year of the greatest team ever.
I was making that argument. We were a month ago after going golf, and we were talking greatest team, and I said I'd take 2017 Warriors over any of those Bulls teams.
I disagree, but a question.
Yeah, we could talk about that later.
Is my boy Brandon, right? Shout out Brandon. We always get in this debate, and I'm a big Jordan over LeBron guy. I think that the numbers speak.
You are. I thought you were gonna say LeBron.
Dude. I mean,
so you're with me here.
Yeah, dude. Jordan's a goat. I mean, after watching that documentary, I don't know how anyone can. How can anyone even say that? But my boy Brandon still finds a way because he loves making statements. His argument, and I want to see what you say to this, but his argument all the time is put them one-on-one. LeBron's going to man him up, post him up, just big man him down low, and just dominate him. What do you say to that?
I don't know. I don't like using that argument for any comparisons for greatest of all time or legacies because we're talking 5-on-5.
Right.
I mean, Shaq versus Kobe, one-on-one. It's just who wins that. Yeah, I mean, you could make the argument, Shaq wins because he's just going to dominate Kobe, and it's just not even going to be a close game. You could say Kobe, he just, is flying around in the perimeter and is able to beat Shaq that way and do fadeaways and stuff on him. So I don't. That's tough, like because I think basketball
It's a team game.
it is team. This is what we're talking about.
Even though one player can, and this is what I say,
you could say the same, like Kareem versus Jordan. Who wins that?
right?
I mean, I don't know. Kareem could just back down Jordan the whole damn time, but you're still saying Jordan's a better player.
It's like who makes, like as you said, it's a team game. As I said, it's a team game. People don't understand that, like, yes, like LeBron, like throughout my whole middle school and high school, so 8 years, LeBron went to the finals every year. Whether it was with Cavs, whether it was with Miami, whether it was with Cleveland, you know what I mean? He went to the finals every year. I don't remember someone being that dominant of an athlete overall, but, not only dominant and himself, just making his team dominant in the way he passes, the way he gets doubled and the other guys are open. He's just a game changer. And, Jordan was the same way. Jordan was a guy that you literally he was known as the greatest of all time as he was playing. The refs respected what he said so much to the point of they would ask him I watched a video, so I don't know if I sent it to you or not. The ref come up, Jordan comes up to you, he's like, no, he didn't hit me. He's like, oh, he didn't, Michael? No. Okay, I'll believe you, Michael. Like, name a player that you've ever seen in any sport that has that much respect. You just can't. You can't find it.
I think the thing that's going to haunt LeBron a lot is that Mavs finals.
Yeah.
I think it's going to haunt
100%.
him. Even though he has had incredible finals performances and playoff performances since then. You think of the Celtics game the next year. I think that was that the Eastern Conference Finals? It was either the Eastern Semis or the Eastern Conference Finals where the Heat played the Celtics. What's that?
No, I just wanted to show you this.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, but, that Celtics performance he had in the semis, a lot of his finals performances, you could even look in some losing efforts, the 50-point game against, I think it was the 18 Warriors where J.R. Smith, the whole debacle at the end. Like there's arguments out there that was the greatest game some people have ever seen in playoff history, and that was in a losing effort. So I think the whole clutch thing with LeBron is definitely gone away right now, and rightfully so. But whenever you're talking about legacies and who you're picking, whenever you're starting a team, like that is something on his resume, that Mavs where he just kind of like disappeared, and like that's one thing you just don't see with Jordan. And even, you could even look back the year before, LeBron versus the Celtics. Yeah. And I think it was, again, the Eastern Conference Finals where it was Game 6, and this was right before his decision where he ended up putting a triple-double, but you ask anyone, like LeBron played terrible in that game and almost looked like completely checked out. So those are things that it's just, whenever you're comparing to Jordan, like you just never, never seen Jordan, but like Jordan is never talked about in that light where he's checked out or he lacked mental toughness at any point in his career.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
He's had mistakes. You could look at that Magic series whenever he just came back after baseball where he kind of blew it at the end, but that's going to happen. But you can never talk about mental toughness with Jordan.
Just correct me if I'm wrong. LeBron, he's never lost in the playoffs other than the finals, right?
No, he has up in, other than
getting to the finals.
No,
he's never lost, right?
No, he's
like if he's gotten to the playoffs, he's always went to the finals.
No. He lost with the Cavs a few times outside of that. Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, I promise. Yeah. It was like 07 or 08. He made the finals against the Spurs whenever it was a really shitty Cavs team. But he lost to the Celtics. He's lost to the Magic, and I don't know if like I said, I think the Celtics might have been the semis or the Eastern Conference Finals. The Magic was the Eastern Conference Finals. That was whenever they were doing the whole LeBron and Kobe puppet thing. Do you remember that? Yeah. Where it's like, all right, LeBron and Kobe are going to meet in the finals, and then Dwight and those Magic beat out LeBron in the conference the conference finals, and LeBron didn't get there. So he made the finals at a young age, but he's lost a few times in the playoffs. Yes, for sure. Because that's one of the things whenever you're talking Jordan and LeBron, I don't think his finals record should be held against him because you're still making the finals. Whereas Jordan, you look at early in his career up until his late 20s, wasn't able to even make the finals.
Sure.
But the 6 for 6, getting there and being able to win all 6. That is a nice like little added caveat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was confused. Jordan never lost in the final.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that I was just tripping. It was a long night last night.
No, it's all good, dude. It's all good. Is there anything else you wanted to touch on with LeBron versus Zion?
I'm just excited to see
look
Zion,
at my notes
man.
here.
I'm so excited that he's just a, he's a physical specimen. He's a guy that's just a down and dirty. It's like he's a player from a different era of basketball playing in this one. It's pretty impressive. It's awesome to see.
Yeah, I think we covered it all. I think just in general, I think LeBron, we're giving the rookie year to LeBron for sure. I think 100%. He was asked to do more. I think his just game all around was more polished than Zion's is right now. It's just we're gonna have to just wait and see. I mean, it's crazy the stats he's able to put up right now. Like we said, just with the rawness in his game. Whereas you look back at certain players that have evolved their games.
Yeah.
That obviously had the raw talent. I don't think they were putting up numbers like this. You could look back at like the Greek Freak. You could even look back at like Kawhi, where you could tell, all right, these dudes have the talent, but their game's like not completely there. Yeah. Like in this scenario, you could say with Zion, yeah, we could see the talent. His game's not completely there, but he's putting up still one of the best rookie seasons. Yeah.
It's like
in terms of stats, like it's crazy.
It's like he's making his own position too. You know, it's just weird.
No, it is, especially in like today's NBA where everyone's trying to get more like lengthy and space things out and be more 3-centric.
He wants to just be a wrecking ball.
It's Barkley. He's a combination. I was looking up some comparisons. I think this would probably be one of the best. It's a combination of Barkley and Sean Kemp.
Yeah.
Like Barkley in terms of size and everything, the rebounding, but then Sean Kemp's athleticism and just being able to dunk like that. That's a really good comparison. Then if you could, like we said, dude, if you could combine that with him starting to build a 3, starting to build.
Look at Giannis. Giannis couldn't shoot. You know what I mean? They were talking about, dude, if he can get a shot, he's an MVP candidate. Look what happened.
Yeah. And his shot's still not completely there, for sure.
But dude, you can't say it hasn't improved a lot.
Oh, yeah, 100%, dude. 100%. It's an asset to his game, but you could see, and we'll get to this later, obviously, we're going to talk Giannis a little bit, but you could see in some of the tapes and stuff, people play off him like a decent amount, and they're willing to give it to him, but he can hit that on occasion, which he can make you pay a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, so we're done with the LeBron and Zion. There was 2 more topics. I guess I've already teased the Giannis topic, so we're gonna be getting to that. Yeah. So I'll tease that again. But there's another one we wanted to talk about, and that is Kawhi Leonard.
Ooh.
And there's been some talk. Colin Cowherd brought this up. I even remember bringing this up to my buddy before that. I'm not trying to like be taking credit or anything. I knew this was gonna be a hot topic. No. Cowherd stole it from me or anything. But I think it's something interesting to talk about. And something to consider. I hate talking about this type of stuff because it is completely hypothetical and it could very much not happen. You know, a lot of times we want to just talk reality. What happened and what does this mean? But speculation's fun sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, can we deny that?
No, not at all. I mean, dude.
The main thing with Kawhi then is that what we would want to talk about is what is his legacy. What does it mean for Kawhi Leonard if he wins this 3rd title with the Los Angeles Clippers? So one, I guess we could start off. Where would you rank him in the NBA? Well, where do you have him right now?
When you think of, not only this title that he could win, I guess, but, the fact that he's the only player in the NBA to win Finals MVP in 2 different conferences. I mean,
where do you have him right now?
Right now, I mean, he's up. He's not. I don't have him in my top 20 all time right now.
Top 20, okay.
I don't have him top 20. I think that saying that if he wins another one, I don't him into like that Kobe and it, like you can't do that right now.
You wouldn't even do that.
But he's still a young guy. 28 years old this year. He wins this and he's still building. He still has the opportunity to win more titles, and I think that, him going out and doing that and now taking, 2 teams, if he would win with the Clippers, he would have taken the Raptors and the Clippers to the finals and won with teams that were just absolute garbage. Couldn't even rub two nickels together, and they were terrible.
Who? What teams? The
Toronto
Raptors?
and like their franchises never won anything. You know,
Toronto. I don't like Clippers though. Like
dude,
them bringing in Paul George. That kind of
they had Blake Griffin and they couldn't do nothing.
You're talking about their franchise's history.
Just as a whole.
So you think there's something to,
dude,
like
he's
being
reviving franchises.
like being a snake bitten franchise.
Like, dude, he's coming out and it has to be said that he's just coming out and dominating with people, and not only from his offensive abilities, his defensive abilities too. And I just think that of him preventing LeBron in LeBron's house from getting the title. Dude, I mean, that speaks for itself.
Where would you have him best in the NBA?
No.
You still have LeBron one?
Yeah. Well,
if he won the third title, I think it all depends on how he does it. Because
I think that if he can do it, current NBA, if we're talking just current guys right now, I would go Giannis, LeBron.
Right now, but
yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
I don't know, bro. I mean, maybe Kawhi. I mean, it's just like...
take KD and Curry out of it because they're hurt.
Always hurt.
They're hurt right now.
Yeah.
You have to put him three.
You have to put him three.
You have to put him three. I have him two though. I'd put LeBron, Kawhi, and then without KD and Curry, because healthy KD and healthy Curry, I'd still probably put over Giannis, just because I know what I'm getting in the playoffs. We just don't know with Giannis yet. That's the only knock on him, and his game's incredible. The defense and just how he could be the focal point to a team. And just what that Bucks team's been able to do with him being that focal point, like he's awesome. Like I probably got him top 5. I'd have him over Davis for sure. I don't even know who else you would put in that like top 5, 6 range.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's top 5 for sure for me. But Kawhi's 2 right now, and this is the interesting thing because if he wins this, he would definitely have had to take it on the Lakers head to head. I'm assuming, unless we'll probably get into this in the next one we do, right. But like. Unless the Lakers get upset in round 1 or by one of these teams that could be a sleeper team, and just all the uncertainty with the NBA bubble of how all these guys are going to respond, and are some of these younger teams that can run up and down the floor, gonna spell some trouble for the top 3 teams in each of these conferences. But here and there, I'm assuming Kawhi would have had to taken down LeBron and those Lakers. Now the weird thing is when you're looking at the context of that is. I definitely think the Clippers roster is better than the Lakers roster. I think it'll depend on just individually. How does Kawhi play? How does LeBron play in that series? If Kawhi somehow shuts down LeBron and makes him look less than LeBron, and Kawhi balls out,
oh my God,
then he ends up going and winning the championship, dude. That's hard to say. He's not the best player in the NBA because he would be in his prime. 3 championships as much as LeBron. I think the thing that hurts Kawhi is his career arc is so weird. Yeah. Where a lot of the top guys, Jordan, Magic, Bird, LeBron, Wilt, Kareem, Shaq, like all these dudes, most of them, you can make an argument for Kobe and like even Giannis just because they came into the league so young that their stats early on in their career is not completely there, kind of like how Kawhi's are, where his stats aren't like gaudy at all. It took him until 24 to put up his first 20-point season. At the same time, he was put in a really good situation with the Spurs. I think that's why we're kind of hesitant to put him in that Bird, Magic, LeBron.
Kobe,
Like we're hesitant to do that because he hasn't done that over the whole course of his career in terms of stats-wise. I mean, you could talk about his defense and just impact because he obviously won Finals MVP with the Spurs. But still, I mean, we're talking right here and now, though, and if Kawhi is able to do that he's in his prime, and then the stats are backing him up now, you could see his assist numbers this year. Like this season for Kawhi is actually like really underrated in my opinion. It would be hard to argue against Kawhi not being the best in the NBA right now because he would be completely in his prime, and then for what it would take for him to win this championship. If he's able to do that, go toe-to-toe against LeBron.
Think about the teams he's going to have to go through to get there.
I know.
The West is a
The
deep,
one,
deep.
the
you know
one
what I mean?
thing, the one thing I would say that would hold me back from putting Kawhi 1 is if LeBron completely balls out in a series against Kawhi,
And
the Lakers still aren't able to do it. It's still one of those scenarios where you look back again, like with LeBron versus those Warriors teams. It's just like he didn't have the ammo. Like he balled out, he did everything he could, but
and that's what I
Clippers
think.
roster's better.
That's really what I think is going to happen.
What's going to happen?
Yeah,
Okay,
dude. I mean, I was watching the Lakers the other day, and as we say, these games are only exhibition right now, but the way that LeBron was playing, passing the ball, spreading it out, the way AD was playing, the way Kuzma was shooting, I think I called you on the phone. I said, dude, this guy's not missing. He's just stroking. And I just think that if they can keep it up and, get those points from Kuzma, get those points from AD along with LeBron, I just think they're going to be a tough team to dethrone. I think that this is the deepest team that LeBron's had on paper in his whole career.
No.
I mean, one of them, bro. I mean, dude, think about he has the debatably
I take the Cavs championship team
with Kyrie.
Yeah.
Who you rather have Kyrie over AD?
See, this is a tough one, dude.
I don't.
This is a tough one. I think Kyrie worked really well with LeBron.
Oh, Kyrie worked real well with LeBron, bro. But when we're talking about getting the points down low,
let's see. We'll see what AD does, because that's the thing.
But what if Kuzma comes out and hits those shots like Kyrie did, and he can put the ball in, and
But then you're saying Kuzma versus Love. I'd probably take Love just based off some of his dude. He had good playoff performances.
He did, bro. But
like he did enough for that team, like to really help that team win.
What's Love doing now?
Huh?
What's Love doing now?
No, I know, but if we're talking about that team and that point in time, that's all.
But Deke.
I just got to see it from AD. Dude, Kyrie in those finals,
AD
man.
was debatably the best player in the league when he left.
I understand that, but
Pelicans.
can AD do what Kyrie did in those finals, man? Like that, dude. Kyrie was clutch, man.
AD plays a little differently, but
J.R. Smith was really good too. Like J.R. Smith now is way different than J.R. Smith then.
But still, he's J.R. Smith. I mean, and when you and I'm not saying that. Say that Kevin Love went to the Lakers. He might be Kevin Love again. But these players needed LeBron. They needed him. Why do you think? Look what Kyrie did when he left LeBron.
I think Davis needs LeBron.
What did Kyrie do when he left LeBron?
No.
No, Davis didn't need. Davis was debatably the number one player in the NBA when he left the Pelicans.
Here's my point. His stats are fine. Same with Kyrie. His stats are fine. He's had good games with the Celtics. He's had good runs with the Celtics.
With the Celtics.
No, look at his stats, dude. Dude, look at his stats.
He knew he needed LeBron. They were talking about him saying to other people within the NBA, sources coming out and saying that, maybe I did need LeBron. Maybe I should go back with LeBron. He hit him up and wanted to go back with him.
AD knows he needs LeBron too.
No
He can't carry a team. Neither of those guys can carry a team.
AD wants a championship. He don't care about LeBron. He wants a championship. And at the end of the day,
I don't think he can't do it as the best player on the team.
Dude,
he proved he
was the best player, and he was the MVP candidate.
That's what I mean. He can't win though. We're talking playoffs.
But I mean, AD maybe not alone, but Kyrie can't win alone either. Kyrie couldn't even make the playoffs.
With the
Celtics?
Celtics?
He was trash, bro.
With the Celtics?
Bro, he was trash. Dude,
with the Celtics?
I'll pull up his stats. I'm going to pull up his stats right now.
Wait, with the Celtics?
I got some breaking
They had one of the best
news.
regular season teams with the Celtics.
I have some breaking, but he was hurt.
Huh?
He was hurt. He didn't even play
I know.
the playoffs.
That's probably why they lost to LeBron, is because he was hurt.
But
you're telling me if he wasn't there in that Game 7 with the Celtics?
Don't start that, dude.
Start what, dude?
You're telling me
that shitty Celtics team took LeBron to Game 7. If they didn't have Kyrie, they had Terry Rozier just choking.
You're going to tell me right now that you honestly think that if Kyrie was healthy with that Celtics team, they had a chance to beat LeBron?
They went to Game 7 without him.
Dude, I just
And they barely beat him in Game 7. They barely beat him.
I don't think so.
That Celtics team was good with Kyrie that first year. The second year, it was just a disaster. Chemistry was awful.
But wasn't, dude, you can't. Maybe, like, in my opinion, and I'm not saying that,
dude,
Kyrie,
listen, I'm not saying, all right, we're talking.
Look at the team that LeBron had, and look at the team that Kyrie had. Look at all the players on that team that aren't there anymore. And
no, but we're talking AD versus Kyrie though here.
But yeah, and I'm taking 100% of 100 times out of 100, I'm taking AD over Kyrie.
No, but here's the problem. Here's the problem though. We're talking we're talking teams though. We're talking teams in terms of depth, and I'm saying that 16 Cavs team, and Kyrie in 16 I already seen that. This is my problem. I like going off of what I seen. I saw Kyrie freaking ball out in those finals where we haven't seen Davis in a playoff game with LeBron yet. That's all.
About to.
I know. So if you're projecting that he's going to be better than dude, but Kyrie, this is what I mean. That was an all-time performance by Kyrie in those finals.
I just think that, when you have a player of AD, and as I said,
he's probably going to ball out.
Listen, like Kyrie was a good NBA player, and he still is a good NBA player. He's one of the best point guards in the NBA. I'm taking Curry over him. I'm taking Damian Lillard over him. I'm taking a couple more guys over him, just based on his injury history. But that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Kyrie was never known as one of the best NBA players in the league. NBA players. I'm saying that. Top 3. He was never recognized as that. AD was up there one year, and they were saying, AD or LeBron, who you taking? It's like,
but
dude, he's the best. And now, as you said, we never seen that.
But you're missing my point in terms of a team, in terms of depth, like Kyrie with LeBron versus AD with LeBron in a playoff setting. That's all. Because if you're talking about better player in a vacuum, obviously you're taking AD.
I have some breaking news.
You just are.
Kawhi, if he wins, beats LeBron, dominates, shuts him down, things like that. But, I mean, Kawhi's a guy that makes, when we talk about players like LeBron, Jordan, things like that, like he is a guy that makes his whole team better. I mean, look at the team that he made better in Toronto. I mean, he really didn't have any guys around him. He made those guys better. He made them step up, made them perform to the same level as him. And I think that's a testament to the kind of guy he is. He's a guy that doesn't have to be in the limelight. He's a guy that doesn't have to have the spotlight on him. And everyone's like, oh, he's an awkward guy. Maybe, like you said the other, maybe we're the awkward ones. Maybe we're the weird ones sitting here talking about a guy that we don't know anything about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a business first guy.
Dude, he freaking played the whole. He played the whole NBA free agency thing to a T. Like he played it the best. I mean, we've probably even seen where he's going to these teams, specifically the Clippers. It's like, yo, I'm not coming to your team unless you do this trade. Yeah. No one knows about this at all. He was in the power position there the whole time in free agency. We're literally. Just remember last summer, everyone that are NBA fans are trying to refresh Twitter literally every day and trying to hang on any bit of information of, where's Kawhi going? Is he going to Lakers? Is he going here or there? Like, dude, he played that so good where no one knew what the heck was going on, and all of a sudden we see a Paul George trade to the Clippers, and they all of a sudden have probably the best roster in the NBA. And Kawhi was the guy that basically constructed all that. Yeah. Where he's just this stoic dude. He's just to the point, just out there trying to win and prove. And I like him, dude. I like him.
Dude, his legacy. If he would have went to the Lakers, right? He might dominate with LeBron, have that defense and that offense that he plays with. But whose legacy does that help more? His or LeBron's? If he would have went there and did that, it helps LeBron's but more. If he goes, now think about this. His whole mindset is something that I so respect. He had the opportunity to go with LeBron. LeBron wanted him there. He had the opportunity, but he said, you know what? I'm not taking that way. I'm not going the KD route and going and being a bitch and going to these teams. And KD's a bitch, bro. If you really think about it. And the funny part about the whole KD thing is people want to compare LeBron LeBron did it first. LeBron, get the fuck out of here, in my opinion. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here. Fine. Because you're going to sit here and tell me that LeBron doing that was anywhere close to what KD did? KD left. Ready? Here's what KD did. KD had a 3-1 lead, right? On the greatest team of all time, right? What did his ass do when it went up 3-1? Shut the fuck down. He didn't do a thing. He sucked. Those final 3 games of that series when it went to 7 games, he was a ghost. Didn't do shit. Was an average player on the court at best. And then he's gonna talk. I want to go here and take my talent here, and I want to see what I like. Get the fuck out of here, bro. He went and joined the statistically best team ever. LeBron went to a team that had Dwayne Wade. Chris Bosh wasn't nothing. He wasn't nothing special.
All-star. But
he wasn't no Clay. Wasn't no Draymond. No way.
Bosh versus Draymond.
I'm taking Draymond 150 times out of 100. Shout out my boy Clayton, bro. big Draymond fan, but I'm telling you right now,
That's
he
tough.
is 100 times out of 100. I'm taking Draymond Green over Chris Bosh. Draymond Green is one of the best defensive players all time.
Bosh was good on defense too, dude.
Not like Draymond. Draymond is so disrespected because of the team he plays on. If he went to another team, I would love to see.
That's what I mean. What stats? What is he doing as the leader of another team? At least Bosh is putting up over 20 points and being like the main guy with the Raptors. I mean, you even see when LeBron left, he was like the guy with the Heat. What are you looking up? What Bosh's stats? I'm just telling you, dude. Like, I would be interested to see what Draymond did outside of the Warriors. He's the epitome of a team guy and Hall of Famer. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you probably give him Hall of Famer. He's like the Rodman with the Bulls. He's kind of like that with the Warriors.
What year did LeBron leave? Do you remember?
You could tell it goes from the teens to 20s. That's where you could tell. It's like one of his last 2 years, I think. Yeah, because he had to stop playing because of he had something going on with like blood clots. It would have been dangerous for him to keep playing. Yeah, it went from 16, and then he had 21, and then he had 19. The 21 and the 19, those were his 2 seasons without LeBron. 2014, 2015, 2015, 2016.
I just think that
dude, look at, I mean, Bosh got, I mean, he's definitely got the stats over
but
Draymond.
Draymond's a better defensive player than Chris Bosh.
Like Bosh has the length though. Like he was really key with the Heat there in terms of defense. Really key.
Right, but ready? Draymond's the 4th best player on that team.
On who? The Warriors?
I mean, when they were playing, yeah, like you had KD. When KD went there, I'm saying you had KD, Steph, Clay, Draymond.
I know that's what on great
KD,
teams, on historic teams like that, they both fit a similar role as being like a 3rd or 4th wheel. Yes, dude. But hold on, Bosh versus Draymond.
I'm taking Draymond.
That's fine, but like, dude, it's not like that's a slam dunk thing. I think actually the majority of people are gonna say Bosh for sure. 11-time All-Star, 2-time champ.
You ready?
All NBA.
You ready for this? Ready?
What?
We'll let you guys decide. Who is better?
Okay.
Who would you rather have all time? Just, you're picking one player. Draymond Green or Chris Bosh? Comment below. Please let us know what you think. I'm curious to see what, a lot of people think about this. I personally think it's Draymond. I don't think that, when you look at Draymond's stats and, just the way that Draymond plays, he's just a dominant dude. Like, he's a dude that reminds me of like a Dennis Rodman. Like,
yeah, 100%.
Dude getting in your face.
And actually,
yelling at the refs, playing so passionately. Where is Chris Bosh? Chris Bosh was like,
I did say that whenever you want to compare to like a third wheel on an elite team like that. But dude, I think that would be a discredit to Draymond's offense, even comparing him to Rodman, because dude, he's putting up not borderline triple-double stats, but dude, he's in that range. You see some of these seasons, 14, 9 boards, 7 assists, couple steals, blocks. I mean, you do got to give him credit in that category for sure. I would be really interested to see, though. I don't think we're ever going to see it because I think he knows that the Warriors are like the best situation for him easily. But like him on his own team being the main guy, I'd be interested with that. Where with Bosh, dude, he's just been that steady guy throughout his career with or without LeBron, and then with LeBron and Wade in that team, he was able to find that Draymond type of role as the third wheel. Maybe you could say Draymond's role as the third wheel, he's better at it than Bosh. I wouldn't disagree with that. I think it's close. I'm not going to really disagree with that. But as a player overall, I think in a draft, you're taking Bosh over Draymond.
All right, now I want to see something real quick. One more thing.
All right.
Okay. I want to look up Chris Bosh's report here as an NBA player. Like his whole. Let's see something. Ready?
Dude, yeah, I mean.
Chris Bosh.
Okay, go ahead.
He's an 11-time All-Star. 2-time NBA champ, right? Draymond. He's a 3-time All-Star, but he's young. 3-time All-Star. 3-time NBA champ, 2-time All-NBA, 5-time All-Defensive, team. He was the Defensive Player of the Year, and I don't know what this means here. I don't know what that is, but dude, I mean, he is just a power forward, a small. He's just a beast. He's a disrespected player, bro. And I'm a guy that you can ask my boys, dude. I'm a dude that don't even like Draymond that much. Like, I'm like, he's good, but comparing him to Chris Bosh, I gotta take Draymond.
In terms of offensive skill, it's easily Bosh over him, easily.
But when you tie the defense and the offense, dude, I mean, come on.
You could look at these efficiency stats, these analytic stats here, though. Dude, it's bad, though. Chris Bosh, PER over the course of his career, 20. Draymond, 15. Chris Bosh win shares, 106. Draymond win shares, 44.
But, bro, how do I put this?
Listen, dude, I'm not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. It's cool. Like, I'm not.
Ready?
I just would take Bosh over. That's all. It's not.
How many years was LeBron in Miami?
Huh?
How many years was LeBron in Miami?
4. Mm-hmm.
Let's put Draymond for the next 4 years with LeBron.
What?
Ready? Not only LeBron. Now, I'd do it now, but think about Miami LeBron. Dude was just a different player. Dude was a player that I don't know if the NBA's seen a more dominant player than Miami Heat LeBron. And
I don't know if he's doing anything better to maybe on the defensive end. In terms of offense, Bosh's stats were fine. He was in the teens, 18 points, 8 boards, couple assists.
I want to see Draymond with LeBron.
And dude, I'm telling you, his defense was good.
His stats are improved because of the fact he played with LeBron. His stats are improved because he played with LeBron.
Bosh? No, his stats went down whenever he played with LeBron. That's the problem.
But LeBron gave him a lot of what we're talking about, bro. With the champion, you think
in terms of championships,
is Bosh going to win a championship?
But you could say the same thing with Draymond though with the Warriors. Come on, dude, his 3 championships are completely tied to Steph and Clay, and that team. But even KD, you want to say? That team's unreal.
Without Draymond's defense, Steph and Clay will just shoot themselves out of the games.
What's interesting though, man, is
correct or incorrect?
They had Iguodala as well.
Without Draymond's defense, there's Clay and Steph now have an opportunity to shoot themselves out of the games. You can only make so many shots, bro. I mean, they're automatic, but they're not. Dude, they're not. I don't know.
No,
bro.
I mean, we're talking. That's what I mean. We're talking defense. Yeah, whatever. We could give Draymond the defense, but in terms of a total overall player, I mean, Chris Bosh had the defense too. Not on Draymond's level, but then in terms of offensive skill and just overall as a player, I think it's Bosh, dude. I think it's Bosh. But dude, I'm fine with that. I think there's gonna be some people that agree with Draymond. I don't know though. I feel like the majority would say Bosh. I'll be interested to see what people say.
Chris Bosh play 5 more years than them.
Yeah,
Draymond's played in more playoffs, has more championships.
But dude, let's see what Draymond's stats do, because you could say it's because of KD. His last couple years,
Draymond has more assists per game.
That's fine.
More steals per game, more blocks per game.
We're talking about 2 different players, though. We're talking about 2 different players.
I'm just reading the stats.
It's kind of the same thing whenever you want to talk LeBron versus Jordan or
as you said,
any different type of player. You want to bring in someone's assist. Yeah, Magic had more assists than Kareem. Like, it's just they're just different players, dude.
I mean, rebounds per game in the playoffs, Draymond is better. Assists per game in the playoffs, Draymond's better. Steals per game in the playoffs, Draymond's better. Blocks per game in the playoffs, Draymond's better. Draymond has more total points than Chris Bosh. He has more total rebounds. He has more total assists in the playoffs. He has more steals, more blocks all in the playoffs. With only like 25 more games played. 30 games played. 30 more games played. Come on.
Dude, that's cool, man. That's cool. I just Bosh is the overall better player. I'm telling you, I think Draymond is a little bit more of a product of the Warriors. That's all. Dude, put him on his own team and see what
let the fans decide.
I just think Bosh can do it better as the solo guy than Draymond.
Decide.
That's all.
We'll let the fans decide.
We will, dude. We will. Absolutely. But you could still disagree with the fans.
I mean, you could disagree with them, but you can't disagree with the stats.
Huh?
You can't disagree with the stats.
What stats are you talking about? Just playoff stats? Is that what we're talking about here?
What matters?
Huh?
What matters?
Dude, I mean, he is the product of an unreal system, man.
When you play with LeBron, you're going to get in the playoffs. When you play with Steph, you're going to get in the playoffs. That's what matters.
His stats went down without LeBron. I don't know if his stats are going down if he doesn't play with the Warriors.
But
or Draymond's stats are going up if he doesn't play with the Warriors.
Did his shooting percentage go up too when LeBron left?
What?
Was he making more shots when LeBron left?
Making more shots
higher
in
field goal
terms of percentages? Dude, I'm not. 40s, still in the 40s. It was 500 whenever he was with the Raptors. I mean, very similar just across his whole career.
They're both great players. You know, I wouldn't be mad if you gave me either of them. I'm just taking Draymond.
Yeah,
Rolling with him.
that's fine.
Bosh, I like it. Dude, I like this. It's like a little first take here.
See, I didn't like
Stephen
that.
A. Max.
I didn't like that though. I don't. It's one of those things that.
Dude, you got some good points there. Like, dude, I can't deny his total. Like, when you look at total stats, Bosh has over 12,000. I'm sorry. Bro. He does. He has 12,000 more points than Draymond Green.
Yeah, but you brought up the point he's played more, but it's just one of those things, bro.
But no, ready? Draymond only played like 300 more games. Still has 12,000 more points. Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, it goes back to what I was saying, just in terms of his offensive skill.
Player.
Yeah, that's just kind of what it goes to, and I think
Draymond down low.
But
though.
I said, dude, whenever you're comparing Draymond to like Dennis Rodman and just saying, oh, he's a garbage man, or whatever, I don't know if you can say that because that would take away Draymond's passing and rebounding and all that, like his just playmaking ability that he brings to the table. But in terms of skill and just overall offense, I'm going Bosh.
Okay.
All right, dude. What do we got left? We got Giannis, correct?
Yeah. So, Giannis is coming into a playoff year. Or, I mean, this is a playoff year for him, but a big year in the playoffs for him.
There's
a lot riding on
the real the basic question is what implications could this playoff run mean for Giannis and his future, and where you rank him amongst the NBA? I don't want to say greats, but the top NBA players right now.
Right. Top NBA players right now, he's one.
Like what, how much does this playoff run weigh into that, and what does he need to do? Like, all right, I'll just bring up an example. If he makes it to the finals and loses in the finals, is that a knock on him?
No.
Okay, if he loses in the Eastern Conference Finals, is that a knock on him?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
well, that's debatable, but I think anything other than the conference finals, or
he's already made the conference final. Like he lost to Kawhi last year.
Here's the
That's
thing.
what I mean. Like to take that next step.
I mean, dude, I guess you're right. I mean,
Here's the question though: is it a knock on him, or is it something we look back like we did LeBron with the Cavs and we say, does he have enough? Where
similarities are.
If he loses in the conference finals, could it be to the Celtics? Could it be to the Raptors again? Could it be to the Sixers? If he loses, is he starting to think, is there greener pastures? Can I look somewhere else? Now, what's interesting to me, I don't know how much you looked into this, but this is actually probably the more important season for that type of thing as opposed to next year, because this is the year where him to the Warriors could actually happen.
Dude, that would be so sick.
Because of the Warriors draft picks and the assets that they have. So, and there's the rumors are out there, man, where he's cool with Steph, and you could look him up for yourself. But the thing is, with the Warriors pick this year, having Wiggins, I think they have another random pick, like a Timberwolves pick too, where if Giannis said, we lost in the semis, we lost in the conference finals, I want to go to the Warriors. Mm-hmm. And he could do the same thing with Davis or Kawhi the last couple of years where they said, I'm not signing any other place long term. You could trade me, or, you could do whatever you want this upcoming season and let it play out. But, that's going to be a risk you're going to have to take. Whereas he could almost force his way over to Golden State and say, if you could trade me here, and they would be getting the assets back. They'd be getting, like I said, a potential top 3 pick, Wiggins, and that Timberwolves pick. Maybe they can get another piece or two that the Warriors can toss them. That's what I think could be riding on this playoff run with Giannis and the Bucks here coming up.
Yeah, I mean, I think that anything other than a finals appearance, even if, say, you go to the finals, you play a guy like Kawhi, you play a guy like LeBron, you play your ass off and lose in a tough series, it's a step forward. You know what I mean? It makes you think, okay, maybe if we bring a one, guy in or another guy, we have a chance to win this thing. You know what I mean? But if it's a collapse, if it's a letdown, if they get dominated by a team, I don't know. I mean, I think that, how they play has a lot to do with it. And I think that if Giannis can come out and, dominate and do all this stuff and lose, I just don't think he's going to be there. And I think that when you look at back like LeBron.
Do you agree with my thing? Could it be this year? Because I think this is the window for the Warriors, though, to get him. Because I guess you could, depending on who you draft, if the Bucks really like who you draft, whether it's LaMelo Ball or Wiseman, then I still think that, they could still trade that first-round pick at that point.
Yeah, I mean.
But it probably has the most value not being picked yet.
But you also have to think about the way the salary cap's working right now. They're talking about how the coronavirus is affecting stuff, and they're talking about we don't even know what the salary cap's going to be like, and the whole CBA and how that works. If that collapses, I couldn't see Giannis signing the giant long supermax deal, because it just wouldn't make economic sense for him to do that. But I just think that, like you said, if the Warriors like a guy that they draft, if you're saying, yeah, guys, we'll give you this pick, we'll give you our a
it's
couple
better
other
than
pieces.
It's better than leaving empty-handed.
And that's something that the Bucks are going to have to consider.
Because you see what the Pelicans got for Davis. It's a very similar situation where their team's going to be set for the next however many years because of the young pieces that they got in the draft picks.
I could see him being traded a lot more than I could see him being just walking away, just for the respect.
That's gonna be next year.
He has a lot of respect for the owners, and he has a lot of respect for people. But I don't know, bro. I mean, I could definitely see it.
That's kind of my point. Is it gonna be that sudden or that soon, as opposed to he still has next year to play out, where people are still thinking, all right, we still got the Giannis free agency thing a year down the line, but could it actually be happening this summer or this offseason?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm thinking, because I think that, you're going to want to, they're going to come to Giannis. If I'm an owner and this is my franchise and, I'm going to come and have a sit down with him and be like, look, Giannis, it's clear to see that, it was a letdown what happened. What is your opinion? What are you thinking? What are your viewpoints? Because I want to do whatever I can as an owner to keep the number one player in the NBA on my team, obviously. Now, if you think otherwise, you're one of the best players, you're able to leave, you're able to do that, that's your choice.
Yeah.
But just out of respect for me and my franchise, I would like you just to let me know so that we can make a deal so that my franchise doesn't completely tank and we can, stay in the cup. But I don't know. I think that Giannis is, he's a very, very nice dude. That's what they talk about him. He's one of the nicest guys in the NBA. Mm-hmm. I think that the respect he has for his team, that's gonna propel him to, not just totally stick them and oh yeah, I'm gonna go sign. He's gonna have respect. He's gonna do the thing.
He'll probably be straight up about it.
And I just think that, as I said, the off-season moves. The playoffs matter a lot, but also that CBA matters too, man. I'm not gonna go out there and play it. I don't know. It's a tough situation for Giannis. And, as you said, it's similar to what Anthony Davis had happen. And, he went to the Lakers and look what they gave up for him. They gave up a whole, Josh Hart.
It's actually
Anthony Davis. It's actually sickening to think about.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Josh Hart, Ingram, Lonzo, and didn't they give a pick too?
Yeah. That
wow.
pick that turned into Jackson Hayes for him. It was a top 10 pick. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jackson Hayes a beast.
Yeah.
He's looking good. Combine that with Zion. Dude, they got a scary team.
No, they do.
And I think that the Bucks are going to be like, look, you know what kind of player you are. We know what kind of player you are. The other 30, whatever NBA teams know what kind of player you are. Just give us the opportunity to have that, to get the pieces for you, just not to have you walk away. Because if that's what you want to do, we totally respect it. We tried to do whatever we could here, but just give us the respect. That's what it comes down to.
How would he fit with the Warriors? Is there another team you think could make a play?
I think that
Miami.
I think that that's another one. I think that him, Kendrick Nunn. I don't know, man. I don't know. They got a lot of young pieces there, but the thing about Miami, dude, is like, if I'm Giannis, bro, I'm not gonna leave the team and like get that reputation of like.
It's
you know
tough, dude.
I'm gonna go to a team that like I'm gonna win the championship. Like, dude, I'm going to win. So like I think like the Warriors. I think that.
So why would that be? Why would that be similar or different to KD's move if he does that?
What
is that? You would consider that completely different?
Well, now
to
KD
KD's
opened
move.
the door to just do whatever you want. There's gonna.
But that's what I mean. Do you look at Giannis differently if he goes to the Warriors?
Absolutely. I mean, you have to. You can't not. But you can't not. But that's how the NBA is evolving, though.
That is a different scenario, though, than KD. From the standpoint, they were 15 and whatever last year. Steph and Clay both injured. Not the same player they were 2-3 years ago in their prime,
KD,
where there's a little bit more uncertainty there still.
The thing about KD is he went from a position where he almost beat the best team of all time. He almost beat them. It was up 3-1. They came back, shit on him, and he goes and literally signs a contract with the best team statistically ever in the NBA. It's different than what Giannis would do. Giannis would be going to a team, as you said, players were hurt. KD's not there anymore.
I don't even know how. I mean, I'm sure it would work, but that would be an interesting fit to me because
I don't want to see it.
What do you mean? In terms of it'll take over the league?
I hate the Warriors, bro. I hate the Warriors, dude. I hate Kerr. I hate them.
Why?
I hate them, bro. I hate dude,
Kerr.
I hate him.
What do you got against Kerr?
Dude, I hate him. He sits there and he's smiling. So I just want to punch him in the head.
I think Curry's really likable. I think both him and Clay.
I like Curry. He's all right. Curry's a dude that you have to like almost. He's a nice guy. You know what I mean? He does everything.
Takes
right.
a back seat, willing to just win.
He's chill,
willing to
cool,
just win.
Just does his thing, shoots, doesn't really. They ask him stuff. He's like, dude, I'm just a. I mean, he's a cool ass dude, bro. He looks like, but
I wonder how the fit would be, just because Giannis isn't that type of shooter.
Giannis, Draymond,
huh?
I said Giannis, Draymond, Clay, and Steph. I mean,
yeah.
I'll bet my life savings that they win the championship.
Life savings, man.
Over LeBron, I don't care who he gets. He can get AD. He can get Zion. He can put anyone on his team. They're not.
It'd be an awesome. They'd definitely be the favorites. They would no doubt be the favorites.
There's no possible way that they would lose. I don't see it.
Dude, I mean, the defense that he brings to the table,
bro,
it would be crazy.
Bro.
It would be crazy.
Him and bro, stop. It would make me sick. But it would be sort of awesome to watch. But it would make me sick. Just because I'm a big LeBron fan, dude. I'm a big Zion. I love it.
That's the thing.
I just want fairness, bro. Like, I love competitiveness. I hate when, like, even when LeBron was
Maybe he'll stay. Maybe he'll stay.
Even when LeBron was going to all those finals, bro, it's like, dude, I want to see something different. I don't want to see LeBron and Steph play every year. I want to see something different. I want to have some different storylines. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want something different, dude. And, like, that's why I respect Kawhi. And, like, dude, like, even if he doesn't win, bro, say he never wins another championship, he's going to go down as one of those dudes that, like, dude, did it right. Like, he's one of those dudes that, like, didn't go to a super team. He did it the right way. He went and said, you know what? I'm going to give myself that. I'm going to give myself that competitiveness because, like, I want to compare myself to these guys because I think that he seriously, in his own mind, thinks and knows that he's just as good, if not better than them.
We'll see, though, because he's got an out in another year, too, I think. So, like, he could
just come back and make me sound like an asshole.
Yeah. But, yeah, like you said, based off history, it doesn't seem like that. But he's only really made one decision, though, because he stayed with the Spurs, and the Spurs traded him. Like, he was actually trying to get to L.A., but they traded him to Toronto, and then he took his time with the whole Clippers thing, and that's really been only the free agency decision he's ever made. Yeah, maybe he'll stay, though. Maybe Giannis will stay with the Bucks. We don't know, because there isn't too much out there in terms of rumors or his want to leave. There's rumors in terms of his relationship with Steph and thinking, maybe I would like to play with him one of these days.
What if Giannis goes to the Knicks?
Actually, that's one that actually would make sense in terms of
RJ.
If you go to the Heat, if you go to the Warriors, that's kind of like following people's legacies, right? Where Warriors, you already seen it happen with Steph.
Craft his own.
KD goes there. Heat, LeBron. I think there's too much LeBron still there, where you're still thinking that he left his mark, and you're almost following in those footsteps. You're right. Knicks, you're leaving your own mark on that franchise, and that's one that has been starving for a championship. If you could just give him one, I mean, Melo tried, and I still think they view Melo kind of highly for his attempt at trying to bring the Knicks a championship. But if you're able to do that, one championship up in New York, how many championships does that equal? Does that equal 2 or 3 anywhere else?
Oh, my God. I mean, dude, they're trash. That's the hardest market to play in sports.
Probably. I mean, they got new management there.
What was I going to say? They didn't do the draft lottery for NBA, did they?
Not yet. No. Did we talk about this before? Yeah, They definitely didn't do the lottery yet. Because if a team got number one, we would already have talks about who's going number one. Is LaMelo going?
No, I think that it's like, I don't think they're having a lottery this year because of the coronavirus. I think that they structured it in a way that
really?
The teams that didn't make it, because Golden State has one that's locked.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Golden State, Cleveland, Minnesota, Atlanta, Detroit, New York, Chicago. They have it already set. But I just think that, I don't know, bro.
Wait, are you sure?
I'm like almost sure, bro. Like I'm like 90% sure, because even what's his name was coming out, Mr. Ball.
Big baller, dude, it's saying here on ESPN that the draft lottery is scheduled for August 25th.
Oh, really? But
on ESPN, this was in June, though.
Let me see something. NBA draft. Let me see. Lottery.
Yeah, 25th, dude. If you just Google it, it pops up. I mean, Warriors.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So odds-wise,
Warriors got the best chance. Yeah, they're gonna have a top 3 pick,
dude. I mean, wow, dude.
Yeah, Cavs, Timberwolves are up there. Hawks.
Yeah, wow. I mean, dude,
the Knicks are at 6.
So
we have anything else then with Giannis? Any of the other topics that we talked about?
I mean, dude. I mean, as far as Giannis goes, I think that as we said, he's just. We're going to have to wait and see how it plays out. I think there's a million different ways it can go. I think that, as long as he's...
It's just that there might be some more implications for this playoff run that most people would think, just on the surface.
I mean, dude, with this whole fucking NBA thing, we don't even know, bro. It's like, what if shit starts happening in that bubble? I mean, dude, you never fucking know. In today's day and age, bro, it's like, dude, it's brutal.
I guess that's it. Any final thoughts? Anything you want to say before we wrap it up then?
Well, I want to talk about a couple more things here.
What?
Like 2 more things.
Quick?
Well, I mean, yeah, but...
all right, real quick.
One, if the Timberwolves got... Because I was just going off on what I said before. If the Timberwolves got number 1 overall, think about this team. Jarrett Culver, Jalen Nowell, D'Angelo Russell, Karl Anthony Towns. Dude, it's a good team. But
dude,
it's a good team.
Towns, I mean, I'm not a big believer.
Oh my god,
he's great. He's gonna put up stats, but he's gonna put up stats in terms of leading a team. I mean, I don't know, dude.
Bobo.
Oh yeah, okay.
Another good game. 15, 3 blocks. 15, 3 rebounds and 2 blocks in the second game. What do you think?
Dude, I think it's just more of what we saw in the first game. It's just like, dude, if he can keep this up, it's gonna be hard to not have him in the rotation for the playoff games. That's kind of it.
That's what it comes down to.
You're seeing the potential, and I could see the argument for. Actually, I can't really see it, but someone could make it where we don't want to give him too much too quick. We're worried about injuries, and this is a weird season. We don't want to risk his career based off this type of season and what we're dealing with here. But at the same time, dude, you got I was talking about this with Zion the last podcast. Whenever I was comparing him to Bull too, you could just see his ability, and you're almost hurting yourself as a team if you're not getting him some minutes. So that's kind of how I feel with Bull. I mean, it's cool. He's proving that the first game was just not some outlier.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like we're talking about, it's still exhibitions, but at the same time, you could see the talent, you could see the impact. So that's what I'm thinking. I think he could definitely carve out some minutes in these playoffs.
So do I. I think it's just going to be interesting to see. As we said, he's a rookie, he's so young. I mean, he's got a lot of work to do with his size and his. You got to put some weight on here. But I mean, dude, with Michael Porter Jr., Nikolai Jokic, Jamal Murray, I just think that that's going to be a sleeper team here. Not even in the playoff, but just I'm not saying they're going to go out and win, but to upset a big name, I just could see it. And he's a different player, and I mean I've watched NBA for a while. I just never seen someone like that. I mean, the only person I could think of, I don't know. I mean, it's impressive. It's impressive, but just staying on that, he's a part of this rookie class this year. It's so deep, and look at what Ja did last night.
Mm-hmm.
Ja went off, and he had 17, 9, and 3.
Mm-hmm.
They lost, but it's like these guys are so young, and they have so much growing room. It's really awesome to see, and it really makes me as just a fan just so excited to watch the NBA in the upcoming years. And with the coronavirus thing, it sucks, but I'm just so excited to watch the NBA.
Yeah, and even outside of the rookies, dude, you think of just the young players, the young stars that could be taking over the league.
Trae Young.
Yep.
I mean,
Luka Doncic.
Luka. Dude, Luka's a dude.
You could say, dude, you could even say Jokic. You could say Giannis. These dudes are still young, just hitting their prime, and they're going to be, because LeBron's getting up there. And you could feel just a little bit of the regime change with, even Kawhi hitting his prime right now, where the next 5 years, we're going to see some of these dudes and taking over the league essentially. But it's awesome because we're seeing how good they are right now. And you could just imagine what the type of rivalries and what the type of storylines and narratives are going to be in the next, 5 or 6 years with some of these young players. It's like you said, it's just cool to see, man.
There was a player I was watching the other day that caught my eye. He was drafted in 2014, so he's not he's still young. He's only 25, but still, Yusuf Nurkic for the Portland Trailblazers. Dude, he was going off the other day, and as we said, it's an exhibition, but dude, he's underrated.
Mm-hmm.
He was sending people shit, putting the baskets in, shooting. I mean, he's 290 pounds, 7 foot tall. Dude, that's a force, and that's someone I would definitely look out for. Just in these playoffs and these games that are going to be upcoming, dude, that's a team that I would look out for. I mean, they got Hassan Whiteside, him, Carmelo, Damian Lillard. That's just CJ McCollum. That's just a different team. It's just a different team. I would really like to keep an eye on here. The Trailblazers.
No doubt, dude. I mean, the Lakers have been talking about, or Danny Green was talking about that, and the potential of the Lakers matching up with them in the first round.
That'd be scary. I wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, there's definitely things at play there where it could concern Laker fans or the Laker team for sure. With you have Damian Lillard, who's a top 10, top 12 player in the league right now. And just overall, the Blazers roster is kind of nice.
Anthony Simmons.
They hit a stretch this year, of just being injured, not really being there completely together. But now
they're deep.
Yeah,
they're
and
deep team.
Just how everything is played out. If they could get hot, that's all it really takes.
Off the bench.
That's all it really takes is a team to get hot.
Nasir Little. I mean, they're a really deep team. But today was fun.
Dude,
I like talking about it. It was awesome.
This was a lot of fun, dude.
This was really a lot of fun.
So I guess that's all we got then.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts? Like I said,
just tune in, subscribe.
You got a card? You got a pack opening coming out here?
Hopefully soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully soon. We're gonna get that up on YouTube. We'll put the link in my bio on my Instagram as well as my TikTok. But just tune in, keep watching. I'm glad you guys like it. I'm glad that we can make sense for you guys and give you guys something to listen to. And
Yeah, for sure.
Excited.
Until next time.
Yeah, guys.
Peace.